Hey, how you doing, everyone? And welcome to Biggs' Home Cooking. I'm Biggs, and I'm here today to show you a new kettle that I got. It's the SlowNSearKettle, and I just want to show you a few things on it, and maybe do a little comparison up against the Weber later on in the vid. All right, so stick around. All right, folks. So there she is. It's the SlowNSearKettle, and this retails for $2.79. All right, and comes in the color gray. All right. Now I bought this griddle to I bought this grill to basically house my SlowNSear products. You know, I wanted a dedicated grill for it, so this is it. Here it is. Let's show you the inside. It's very similar to you know, the Weber kettle, and nothing really new here. All right. Now they've added a side shelf to this here, all right, which folds up or down. Has a weight capacity of, I believe they said 20 pounds. All right. This comes with the SlowNSear stainless steel grate. And you could add the SlowNSear basket and a dripping griddle pan to this. All right. This does have 4 legs to help stabilize it a little better. All right, especially if you have some weight on that side shelf right there. All right. And it does have an ash sweep and an ash catcher that you can dispose of your ashes with. All right. And it also comes with the lid bail. All right, so when you want to open up your lid, you have a place to store it, and it opens at a full 90-degree angle, which is nice. All right. So along with that, though, they did add a couple things to this. All right, so they also have a port here to run your wires for your meat probes and your pit probes. All right, and then down here on the front left leg, they have a port here. This is a 1-inch hole, and this you can use to add extra air to the fire, or if you want to close your vents down and just use this, you can probably control it a little better, a little more precise. And it's also can be used for a control fan to control your pit temps. All right. And then it, you know, it also has a wire rack down in the bottom there for a little extra storage. There's the wheels. Nothing special. All right. So there you have it. I like it. It looks good. All right, let's do a little comparison now to the Weber. All right, so here I have a Weber Performer, the entry level one, and this comes in at the same price point as the SlowNSearKettle at $2.79. So I thought this would be a good comparison to compare it to. I have over here. All right, you have the lid bail. All right, and that opens to a full 90 degrees also. Okay, this comes with the gourmet grate, where you can take this grate out, if I can get it out. All right, and then you could add some a wok, a searing grate made out of cast iron, and so forth. All right. Now this also has a table. It's a little bit bigger. All right, and this also folds down. Well, I can't do it with one hand. There we go. All right, and then that folds up. Nice little workstation. All right. Now this is on 4 legs also. but where the SlowNSear has 2 wheels and 2 legs, this has 4 wheels. Well, 4 wheels and 2 casters. All right, it has a wire shelf down below, so you know it's stable also on level ground. Both these grills. All right, let's do a little comparison now. All right, here, so on the Weber, you have a thermometer and you have your vent on top. This also has the thermometer and a vent, but they're in different locations. All right. Weber has moved theirs over the years a couple times. Right now, the latest positioning is thermometer on one side, vent on the other. All right. Not a big fan of that one. Over here, the SlowNSear made an adjustment to that, and they have the thermometer and the daisy wheel over here on the same side. And the thermometer is a little more closer to the grate, so the temp might be a little more accurate. Plus, the thermometer is a little more nicer. All right. All right. Both have the handles on top with a heat shield. All right. I prefer the look of the Weber one. All right, and I also like the Weber daisy wheel, the damper, a little better than this one. This one just feels a little tinny and cheap. All right. Okay, so let's come over here. We have a couple hook holders over here. We have 2 hook holders on the handle. All right, like I said, we have the bail on both of them, and they both open to 90 degrees. Each has a shelf, a side shelf. Weber's is a lot larger than the SlowNSear. Okay, and then you come down to the ash sweep and the ash catcher. All right. Weber's runs nice and smooth. All right, seems a little more solid and stable. Whereas the SlowNSear is a little rough. All right, and it just seems a little more, you know, thin metal. I feel it's a little cheaper, a little rinky-dink in my opinion. But I'm sure it does the job. All right. So the only thing really the Weber doesn't have is the ports. All right. And then let's go inside. On the SlowNSear though, we have a stainless steel grate. All right. That is hinged for the SlowNSear basket. All right. And over here on the Weber, we have the gourmet system like I showed you. All right. Now down underneath we have the charcoal basket, the charcoal grate that your coals sit on. Now this is a little smaller. I believe it's about an inch smaller maybe, or a ½ inch than the SlowNSear one. They claim you can put more charcoal on here, and then with the extra vents down below you can get temperatures up high. All right. But on the sweeps though, these have 3 sweeps, and like I said, these run a little bit smoother than the SlowNSear, and I believe these sweeps will get up higher with any coals, that ash that falls down. All right. The SlowNSear is 2 inches less. They're down here. So after a while, after you have like some grime and stuff building up on here, the ash is not going to slide down as easy on the porcelain. So this is do a better job cleaning and getting rid of your ashes. All right. And this coal grate is actually coated porcelain enameled. Why? I don't know. And here's the sweeps on here. They have 5 instead of 3. 5 vent holes. All right. And like I said, just runs and sounds a lot rougher. All right, so I'm liking the Weber one on system on that better than the SlowNSear. All right. Other than that, you know, pretty much the same, but I think where the SlowNSear is falling a little short is on their vents and their controls and the ash and sweep and catcher. Just seems a little more rinky-dink. All right, so that's that. Let's go into a little more detail on this SlowNSear. Just show you some imperfections that I saw as I was looking over the unit. All right, before I go over to the SlowNSear, I just wanted to show you that you know, I originally bought the SlowNSear basket and the dripping griddle pan a while back, and I bought that for my other Performer. I don't have that out here right now, just didn't want to break it out. But I took the SlowNSear and I put it in here, and this is how I have it set up in my other Performer. This is the lid from my older Performer, and this is when they had the thermometer set up a little differently, and the vent. The thermometer was here, so it's kind of in between the basket and the your meat zone. All right, and then you have your damper exhaust over here. All right. And I just like that setup a lot better. Working left to right. Just made sense. Coals over there, meat here, take the meat off, put it on your shelf right here. All right, let's go over and check out the SlowNSear. Okay, over here at the SNSGrills, and I just wanted to show you how they have you set it up on their unit. They have you put the SlowNSear basket in the back and your dripping griddle in the front of the grill here. And that's because, you know, you have your port here for your probes and so forth that come through here. So your meat and air temp would be set up right over here in this area. And then down below with this port, all right, say you want to put a control fan in here. It's going to blow it toward the back and shoot it at the coals on the other side, because you don't want the coals near your unit, otherwise it'll probably get too hot and do some damage to it. All right. So let me just tell you why I don't like this setup. Because first of all, you have your meat here, you got the lid. To me, it could be a little bit in the way. Not the end of the world, but I prefer it to be this way. I prefer it to be this way. Got the wobble thing going on there. Just, you know, your coals are over here out of the way, and your meat's over here, and you have your shelf here, you know. Take your meat off, place it right here. And the other thing, you know, with the ports, I don't have any thermometers out here right now, but, you know, if you look on their website, you see a picture of the Maverick right here, and you got the wires all here in the front hanging down and stuff. And then if you had your control fan, you know, you got to run wires over to that thing and so forth, especially with the ThermoWorks, because their new thermometer is goes hand in hand with the Billows smoke fan. All right, so I would have preferred to have seen this port placed right here, and then I would have liked to seen the control port placed right down here, out of the way of everything. This way you can put your thermometer right here on the back side, and then run your wires right down here, and this way they're out of the way. All right, so not a design flaw, but you know, I would have liked to seen it that way. I think it would work better that way. That's my opinion. All right, so let me show you some other things that I'm not too happy with. First off is my grate. My grate wobbles. All right, So something's off here. And then second of all, on this grate here, this is hinged now, and you can't take this off. On their older unit, you could take this part of the grate out, which I like better, to be honest. And on my other grate, if you look closely here, you have this center support rod on both pieces here. And on the other grate, these are don't touch each other at all. All right, and what that is doing here is sometimes it prevents me from putting it down in the center, and then it doesn't want to close because it's sitting over here on the outer rim. All right, and the same thing over here, not as bad, but it sits up a little bit over here. All right, so that's a correction that needs to be made. And we come on down here. Let me get this out. And we're at the charcoal grate now, and this wobbles too, you know. These supports here are not lined up properly. They're a little crooked. I don't know if I'm nitpicking, but that's me, you know. I used to be a finished carpenter, so everything had to look nice, you know. One other thing I forgot to show you though. On this grate here, there was just a lot of play in here. I could fit all my fingers down in here. All right, there's just a lot of play, and why that is, I don't know. I'm thinking because these were made to fit the Weber 22-inch grill, but this grill here is actually a little bit bigger by about, I don't know, it's about a 1/2 inch or 3/4. All right, so not happy about that one. What else we got? And then, like I said, my only other gripe is pretty much the metal they use. I know they use stainless steel. I don't know what type it is, but it's just a little on the thin side. All right, can't tighten this too much, otherwise it wants to scratch. So, you know, like I said, I like the handle better on the and the shield better on the Weber. And down here, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the ash catch sweep. Very rough. Got a lot of play. A lot of play in this rim here and the basket here. You know. I don't know. Not too happy about that. Oh yeah, and the other thing was, on the ash sweep, if you look, it hasn't scratched it all the way through, but it's marring it up a little bit here. All right, it's just not a smooth ride. And then these don't come up, the Webers come up to about here. You're gonna get a better sweep action and be able to clean up a little better. All right, so that's about it. You know, give yourself about an hour if you want to put one of these together. All right, so that's it. Oh yeah, there is some another thing I wanted to show you on the finish on this unit. All right, like the color and everything, like the finish, just a bit some imperfections. I think Weber does have a better finish on theirs, a lot smoother. All right, but if you look here on the lip of the lid here, all right, and about halfway, it's good, nice and smooth, until you get over here. I think you can see that. You can see a little ripply, wavy effect, and then you see darker shades of not gray. All right, I'm sure you can all see that right there. All right, and there it starts to disappear. the way it should be. All right. Also on this handle here, you know, you got some pinholes where it's not finished. Over here, the finish is not so good. I can see that rusting. All right. So, you know, just some imperfections, you know. Let's see if we can see that one right there. There it is. All right, you see a little black spot there too. It's not even like finished. I don't know. I think I'd like to give the company a call and see what they have to say about it. You know, I was psyched for it. You know, I still am. You know, I wanted to house all my SlowNSeark. I wanted a dedicated cooker for that. Because with all my accessories, you know, it's just too much for one grill and everything. So, all right, folks. So that concludes my my showing of the SlowNSearKettle and a little comparison with a comparable Weber type grill. All right. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment down below. All right. See you folks on the next vid. Just remember to keep on looking at Biggs' Home Cooking. Take care.